That's 8 people in the waiting room already. I guess it's not really already. It's like time. All right. Let's see. We've got the jail. We've got Molly. Shell.
I was early this week, Judge.
Way to go. I'm almost late. Let's let Terry Daniel do it. Which one's Terry's?
Brandon Bridges.
Can we have Brandon Bridges first? Should we let Claudia in?
Yes.
I think we have everybody.
Morning, Ron.
You. All right. Let's see. Assume you're Mr. Bridges.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
Your
right.
Honor.
And I do have a copy of the mental health assessment. So we'll do that for the purpose of hearing. Did you want to call your client to testify?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. If you would raise your right hand and be sworn. You swear or affirm testimony about to give be a truth, nothing but truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Brandon, you have into the
I'm sorry, it's freezing up. I can't hear
You're
you.
breaking up badly.
okay, hold on.
I can hear you now.
You see, I'm going to try to connect my.
You should have paid the extra $1 for that good internet.
I have fiber, two gigs. Okay, is that any better?
Yep.
Okay, hopefully this will hold out. I don't know why, but my computers have trouble for some reason the last couple of days. All right, so Brandon, you had a mental health assessment when you came into the jail. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a serious substance abuse disorder as well as mental health conditions, correct? And you have struggled for a long time. You've got a lot of criminal history, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But LifePath has interviewed you and stated that they have the possibility of placing you in inpatient treatment at this time, and you want to do that, correct?
Yes, ma'am. I do.
You have been self-medicating for a number of years for your mental health issue, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So at this point, kind of the plan would be that OSAR would start the paperwork to get you into an inpatient substance abuse facility and then assist in continuing on with mental health, mental illness, counseling. You'd be checking in on a mental health bond, and you're willing to do all of those things. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. Also, they really the ultimate goal would be to get a medication to stabilize my bipolar, my ADD, my ADHD, to stabilize it, so I don't feel I have to self-medicate anymore. That's the
Right.
ultimate.
They've got to, yeah, they've got to get the substance abuse addressed, and then they're going to start working with you on the mental health issues, including any medication management that might be needed.
Yes, ma'am.
And we have sort of a backup action plan. If when you leave inpatient, if they can't find sober living for you, then you do have a friend that has stated that you could stay with him at least temporarily, and he could assist in providing transportation to and from services for a period of time, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll pass the witness.
What's the name of the place that you're trying to set up for them to go to?
So it's through LifePath, Judge. It's the OSAR team. And what they do is once it's approved for him to have a PR bond, he won't be released. So we're not asking for you to release him right now, that it would be a coordinated release with the OSAR team, and they would find a bed for him, pick him up, transfer him to the inpatient services. And then as he completes inpatient, He's placed on a wait list. So I mean, it could be a week, it could be a couple of weeks, but he would go directly to treatment. And then as he nears the end of completion of inpatient, then they look for sober living and assist with some additional services. But it's through LifePath. So they kind of work on the substance side and then work in conjunction with the mental health side.
I've never heard of OSAR before. Okay. Does the state have any questions?
No questions from the state, Your Honor.
Anything else from defense?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else from the state?
Just to read the criminal history, Your Honor.
Okay.
In December 19th of 2009, defendant was arrested for assault family violence. He received straight probation for that. On April 26, 2010, defendant was arrested for a DWI. He received straight probation for that. On June 30th, 2010, defendant was arrested for a DWI second and given straight probation. On June 30th, 2010, he was also arrested for a POM less than 2 ounces and given 140 days. On that same day, he was also arrested for obstruction and retaliation and put on 5 years probation. On August 7th, 2011, he was arrested for assault of an EMS personnel and terroristic threat. He was given confinement for both of those. On September 24th, 2013, defendant was arrested for DWI third and given probation. On September 24th, 2013, he was also arrested for resisting and given 2 days confinement. On January 7th, 2021, he was arrested for possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. He was given confinement for that.
Hey, stop for a second.
Yeah.
We lost the jail.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. That was basically the end of it.
Okay. The jail's back. You just missed about 5 of the convictions you've had, but
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor, we'll just subject you to the criminal history.
Here's what we're gonna do, Mr. Bridges. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a shot at this. We're gonna get you out and let you, get some mental health treatment, medication that works, and see if we can get you straightened out. You've got to strictly follow the rules, which are nothing in your system other than prescribed drugs. I guess you're gonna go to this program through LifePath. You're going to be ordered to successfully complete that program in any outpatient treatment. So if you leave the program early, or if you decide you don't like it and don't do what you're supposed to do, you'll be in violation of your bond and we'll put you back in jail. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
So take advantage of the shot. I don't know how fast it will get set up, but it's a coordinated release. So as soon as they get it all set up for you, we'll get you out. Okay.
Thank you for the chance, Your Honor.
And then after that, you'll call Kathy every week. You'll come see me once a month. Make sure you do all that. Expect to be drug tested when you come see me. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good luck. We'll see you soon.
Kathy, have you worked with OSAR before and coordinating with them?
I have not, but I spoke with somebody.
No, Kathy. I'm talking to
Oh.
Kathy.
I'm sorry.
I've spoken with LifePath and I know they've done that before. And so I can talk to them again. We can coordinate that for him.
Okay, that would be great. It's Kimberly Cole is who I've been dealing with, and it's the first time that I've had anyone actually qualify for the program. So I'll send her information that the judge is going to grant it and do the coordinated release, and that you'll be part of the contact so that he stays in compliance with the mental health side as well.
Okay, I worked with her before. I'll give her.
Oh, perfect. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
Goodbye. Thanks, Judge.
Rachel, can you hear me?
Yes.
Do you need to talk with me about anything before we do this hearing?
I think I'm good.
Great. Your Honor, just so you know, Miss Sword is here, Diana Sword, and she's one of the people that we're proposing that Rachel go with if the court decides to grant them.
Gotcha. Okay. Let me finish this real fast. All right. I didn't do the last one. I'll do it after this. All right. All right. Are you Rachel Sword?
Yes, sir.
And I do have a copy of the mental health assessment. I will consider it for the purpose of this hearing. And did you want to call your client to testify?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. If you would raise your right hand and be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony about to give be truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, stuff you got?
I do, Your Honor.
Right. You go ahead.
All right, Rachel. Do you know why we're here today?
For a mental health bond hearing.
Okay. Now, since being in jail, have you seen psychiatrists and people like that you've been working with your mental health issues?
I have.
And are you aware of what your diagnoses are?
I am not aware of exactly what they are.
Because you haven't seen the mental health assessment, right?
Correct.
Now, as part of this, you've also been taking medications, is that right?
Yes.
Do those medications, believe they are Buspar, Zoloft, and lithium, is that right?
Yes, sir.
If the judge releases you or decides to give you this bond, you understand that you need to continue taking those, or if those change, basically they only change with a doctor's orders, right?
Yes, I understand.
And whatever the doctor's order, you're going to follow and comply with.
Absolutely.
If the judge releases you, do you know where you'll be going, who you'll be seeing in order to continue to get those psychiatric services?
Yes, I will be going to LifePath. I've actually already started speaking with them here in the jail. I'll be going to the Plano location and they'll set me up with services such as seeing a psychiatrist on the outside as well as therapy and classes.
Now, who will you be staying with if the judge releases?
I will be staying with my grandparents.
And now, that's where you lived before your arrest, right?
Correct.
And on that property, they kind of have their main house and then the trailer house that you used to live in, right?
Yes.
Will you be staying in the trailer house or their main house?
I will be staying in the main house with my grandparents.
Why the change?
Because I understand with my depression and my anxiety that it would be best if I were not alone and I would prefer to be around them.
Now, you've spoken with your grandparents, Diana and Doug Sword, right?
Yes.
And they have agreed to help you. They want you to come, and they're going to help you make sure that you get to your appointments and everything else that you need to support you. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, due to the charges, there's, probably going to be a big concern about you being around animals, having a possession of them, or in any care for them. You know that the judge will probably not allow that.
I understand, and that is absolutely okay with me.
As far as you're aware, are there any animals on the property anymore?
No, there are not.
Since being in jail, have you been in the general population or you've been put in solitary confinement?
I have primarily been in solitary confinement.
What is the reason for that, if you know?
It is for my safety. Due to my charges, there were threats made against me.
Has being in solitary exacerbated or made worse your situation?
It definitely has. It's made especially my depression and my PTSD a lot worse.
You also have a daughter, is that right?
Yes, I do.
Now she is currently in the custody of your biological father, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
If released, you also understand that part of, visiting with your daughter, is that be supervised at all times,
Yes.
right? And until that changes, or if it ever does change with the court, you're willing to abide by those conditions as well, right?
Absolutely.
That's all, Your Honor. I pass the witness.
Any questions from the state?
Just briefly, Ms. Sword, those medications that your attorney mentioned, are you getting those in jail?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And you're going to go live with your grandparents, and that was the place you were living at the time of this offense. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. No more questions.
Anything else from the defense?
Just to clarify, you weren't actually living in the home with your grandparents. You were living in a separate trailer outside of their home, right?
Yes, correct.
But now you'll be actually in their home, staying in one of the rooms there.
Yes, I'll be in the home with my grandparents.
No further questions.
Any other questions for this witness?
No further questions, Your Honor.
Any other witnesses for the defense?
Yeah, I'll call Miss Sword, Diana Sword.
If you would raise your right hand and be sworn, do you swear or affirm testimony about to give be truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God? You gotta unmute. There you go.
Yes.
Okay. You can go ahead.
All right, Miss Sword.
You have to unmute again.
So sorry.
There you go.
If you don't worry about the video. It's working now. Just let it go as it is, Miss Sword.
Okay.
Now, Miss Sword, you're aware that Rachel, if the judge releases or grants the bond, that she'll be staying with you.
Yes.
Is she welcome in your home?
Yes, she is.
Is she? You heard her testimony here a minute ago. Is she going to be staying actually in your house?
Yes, she is.
And will you help her get to all her appointments, meetings, psychiatric care, to the court, and all that stuff if she's unable to do so on her own?
Absolutely.
Are there any animals still on your property?
No, there are not.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Any questions from the state?
No questions from the state, Your Honor.
Anything else from the defense?
No, Your Honor, we rest.
All right. Anything else from the state?
Your Honor, we would offer states 1 through 4, which I emailed to Claudia and Mindy and the defense attorney yesterday.
No objection, Your Honor. For the limited purposes of this hearing, no objection.
I'll consider states 1 through 4. Anything else?
No, nothing else other than just argument, Your Honor.
Any argument?
Yeah, though she has no criminal history, through reading the reports and seeing the photos, you can tell that the nature of the offense is particularly disturbing, and given the extent of the cruelty and the conditions the animals were put in, I don't believe that this is an appropriate case for a personal bond. She's getting the medication and treatment in jail. She's being kept safe in jail, and for that reason, we would object to issuing the personal bond.
Well, and I think the cases are filed, so I think the best way to handle is get her the treatment post adjudication, and if it's probation, deferred, or whatever, she'll be able to get the treatment she needs. So I'm going to deny bonds at this time. Thank y'all. Good luck.